Good morning. You get messages before it loads up. Morning to Ben, GC, Matt, Piers, Simon, Firmsky. Hello everybody already tuned in. Welcome to the Championship. I think we'll start calling it the Championship live stream now because it's so much fun doing these live. I don't think I'm going to pre-record them again. So what we'll try and do today, morning Ben, Joe, Leeds fan. Not too concerned about Norwich, more concerned about West Brom. Interesting. I'm sure that will come up. So what we'll try and do is, really interested in all the comments coming up. Let's try and comment on the game. Morning James, morning Bradley, Borough fan there, not confident. Wow. We'll try and hone in on the game that I'm talking about, and I'd love to get your predictions, just home, away or draw as we go through the game, so we get a bit of a sense. I might even change mine as we go. So that's what we'll try and do with these streams going forward. I did advertise this one, actually did my promotion properly. Morning John, Happy New Year. So we've got some questions on the phone there. Norwich win today, says KB. So morning Bradley. Let's talk about Leeds and Hull. Morning Paul. Thoughts on Dowell? We'll get on to Dowell in a minute. Morning Rob. So if you've got comments on Leeds and Hull, morning Brian. Morning It's Me, Sheffield United fan. So Leeds and Hull we're going in on now. Get your predictions. Leeds and Hull, put them up in the side there. Home, away or draw. Leeds 7 straight wins, 2 3-2 wins with injury time goals in a row. They are on fire, but Hull are also on fire. Third in the form table, 3 wins on the trot from them. Leeds win, difficult game for Leeds, 2-1. Morning Jack, 2-1 Hull, confident there. Josh, morning Stephen. Bielsa says Roberts possibly back on the bench. Draw Hull. Total championship, said James, 1-0 Hull. No Bamford, no Berardi, no Cooper, no Brown or Dallas. Hull without Irvine, he's gone off. John says Leeds, Jack says Hull. What I was going to say before we started the video, 3-3, how many injury time goals in that one there. Lot of tight games last time, lot of not so tight games this time. So let's have, I'm going to go for a home win for Leeds versus Hull. Right, get your comments and predictions in for Norwich and Derby now. Talking Norwich Derby for the next minute or two. Norwich still on the huge 12-match unbeaten run. Late goals plenty. We'll come on to Dowell. Lots of questions about Dowell. Joe says draw here. Big injury problems. Buendia, Lewis, Zimmerman, all not expected to make it. 10-0 Norwich, 3-2 Norwich. Derby win, says King. Norwich fan, but we will lose, says Oliver. Jack says, come on, Derby 2-1. Derby 1-1 here. Closer was back last time. 3-2 Derby, Waghorn hat-trick. 2-1 even with the injuries. Derby win, 2-1 Norwich. 2 goals in the last 5 seconds, says Rob. So, new injury problems for Norwich in the midfield with Buendia. Leitner's already out. Closer was back. Hanley's on the bench. I don't know when Hanley moves back into the team there. Maybe Waghorn gets a go in this one. Norwich 3-1, says Tom. Fairly all over the place, the predictions from you guys on this one. Lampard very prickly about being asked about Waghorn in the press conference, so maybe he gets a go today. I keep prediction. Stephen says Lampard will be looking for a reaction. What from Waghorn? I guess Stephen's talking about. Norwich was superb against Forest. I can see Derby win at Carrow Road, says KB. I'm not gonna back against Norwich at the moment. There's something in the air there. I think the big game is January the 12th. Is it West Brom versus Norwich? Maybe that's when things might change at the top there. So I'm going to back Norwich for a home win. Should we go for a 100th minute winner today or 101? We'll see what happens there. But yeah, keep your watches past 5 o'clock for Norwich. Right, we're talking West Brom versus Wednesday now. Bradley says Norwich surely will start losing. They haven't done for 12 games so far. So let's talk West Brom versus Wednesday. Get your predictions in, home, away or draw. West Brom at home to Sheffield Wednesday. West Brom chasing Norwich, they're within 3 points now with a superior goal difference. Baggies win, says John. Home win, says Joe. No Dwight Gale, possibly. West Brom win, says KB. 6 points in Norwich, 12 for the first year. West Brom, says James. West Brom, says Famsky. Ben says West Brom. Barry, West Brom. Jack says West Brom. Matt says West Brom. This is an absolute no-brainer, I think, than this one. Let's talk about teams. So no Dwight Gale, possibly. He's a doubt. MLA says West Brom. Bradley says West Brom. Wednesday, 2 wins in a row under Lee Bullen. I think he's taking charge of this one, and then Steve Bruce comes in after Christmas. Don't know what's happening with Forestieri. An arrest warrant has been issued for Fernando Forestieri, so I assume we won't see him for a while. Didn't turn up to the Magistrates Court. I'm going to go with all of you lot on this one and say home win for West Brom. So not much room for Norwich manoeuvre there. Everyone thinks West Brom will win, and possibly Norwich's game is a difficult one. New managers are in the pipeline. I think, are they talking Borough? I think they're talking there for the new manager. Steve Bruce will do a good job, says Josh. Let's talk Sheffield United versus Blackburn. A great win for the Blades against Derby last time. So hopefully a change for Sheffield United, that they'll start beating the top teams now, because they've been punishing the ones down the bottom. Loads of people have asked about Kieran Dowell. KB says draw. Joe says draw in this one. Blackburn are quite stiff and hard to beat. Kieran Dowell has come in from Everton, played on loan at Forest last year. Firmsky says draw. I assume, Sheffield United home win. Sheffield United home win. 2-1 Sheffield United. Blackburn too inconsistent. As long as they get the same ref, says Dave. Dowell, 9 goals, 4 assists for Forest. I saw him score a brilliant free kick at Portman Road as well for Forest. I'm guessing he's going to help Duffy in that 10 position off the front. Duffy's 33, I think. Brian says 2-1 Sheffield United. So an extra body in there already, and I think they've announced it ahead of time. He's coming on the 2nd of January, so we won't see him in the next 2 games. I think they've announced Dowell ahead of time, just to give those Blades fans a bit of a pick-up. Blackburn on a hard run of games, explains they're dropping to the bottom half. They had Norwich, then Leeds, now Sheffield United. That's first, so second, then first, then fourth. Everyone's saying home win up in the comments here. Zach says 3-2 Sheffield United. So I'm going to go with you lot again, home win Sheffield United. Right, let's talk Borough. Ipswich. I don't think Sheffield United will make the playoffs. Too many stronger teams just outside. Interesting thought. That was Joe. There is Birmingham, QPR, and Villa and Stoke have got more money. Bradley says 1-0 Ipswich or 1-0 to us, depending on who scores first, but I'm not confident because Tony Pulis plays 7 defenders. Matt says Middlesbrough 0, Ipswich 1. 2-0 Borough. Agree with your prediction. Jack says 1-0 Town. KB 1-1 Borough versus Town. Brian says 0-0. So the Borough fans not really happy. Loads coming in here. Zach 0-0. James 1-0. I think Town can scrape a draw today. Rob says 2-1 Ipswich. Borough on the descent. John says Borough 2-0. You lot concede for fun away. Ben says 0-0. Yeah, so this stat for Ipswich: 11 games in a row, 2 goals or more conceded away in these away games. So literally, you're at the point now for Ipswich where if you lose 1-0, that's actually an improvement because you've only shipped 1 goal as opposed to the normal 2 that's been the case all season. But I guess the idea is that if the Borough fans are a bit pissed off with Pulis, that you try and get to as long as you can 0-0 and hope they get frustrated. But yeah, certainly a lot of negative tactics there. Just a word for Grant Ward as well. Did his ACL, innocuous looking tackle with Luke Freeman against QPR the other day, and off he pops, out for the season. So good luck in rehab for Grant Ward there. God, I'm not predicting. Pulis for the sack. Pulis equals McCarthy in decides. Where would McCarthy have been when Pulis has scored, hey? Too many Division 1 players, Ipswich, yeah. Get well soon, Wardy, says Jack. Agree with that. And the Reading guy who cracked his skull. Poor guy. I saw him tweeting from hospital last night. I'm not going to predict anything other than a home win in this one, just purely because then I can be happy if there's a draw and even happier. Slavica Jokanovic, that's who we need. That'd be so interesting. I'd love to see Jokanovic, if Pulis did go, take those players and see how long it took to switch the style of football. Didn't take Dean Smith that long to swap from the stick Brewster. Anyway, I'm going to go for a Borough win, but let's just hope. Jack says he'd do well there. Why didn't Ipswich fight to keep McGoldrick more? Been a great signing for the Blaze. I think Evans wanted McGoldrick to go, McGoldrick wanted to go. I think that was just a done deal there. Steve Bruce for Borough. I think all tied up for Sheffield Wednesday there, Matt. Moving on, Birmingham versus Brentford. So Birmingham slipped up to 7th position. They could be in the playoff positions if they win and Derby lose at Norwich. So get your predictions in for Birmingham v Brentford here. John says he hates backing the Blues. James says Brentford 8-0. Likely story. 3-1 Bruce says Josh. Birmingham win. Brentford on the decline. Would you rather have no elbows or no knees? I'm sure Grant would rather have a knee. Rate Gary McHiley. 2-0 Brom. Birmingham win. 13 points from the last 6. Great win against Stoke. Brian says Birmingham 2-0. Pedersen doubtful. There's all these subplots when Birmingham play Brentford with Hotter and Harley Dean moving. Hotter should be playing. Brentford seem to have arrested their streak, but you cannot be flaky at Birmingham. They're a big, tough team. Always look at the aerial stats when Birmingham play. They dominate in the headers in both penalty boxes there. Dean, Morrison, Jurkovic, big guys, good deliveries as well. Got to see a home win here. I think it'd be nice in the case of the haves and the have-nots. Bogle goal. Oh yes, that Bogle goal was beautiful, Jack, wasn't it? Birmingham going to get a point deduction or not? We're not sure about that. That seemed nailed on. I think John's watching. He'll probably tell us about Birmingham. Birmingham, worst team I've seen for time wasting. Need to put a stop to it. Is Monk manager of the season? Not if Leeds or Norwich finish in the top 2, I'm afraid. It'll go to one of those two. I wish we got him. Good target man, Jurkovic. Yes, I agree with all of that. Got to go for a home win. I was sad to see Monk go, says Bradley with Middlesbrough badge up there. QPR versus Reading. Get your predictions in. QPR, Reading down the side here. Home, draw or away. QPR ready to strike like Birmingham. No Cameron, Rangel or Hamed, but Luongo, Furlong and Wells good replacements here. 1-1 home win there. QPR win. QPR win. QPR impressed with them boxing there. Everyone going QPR here. Reading 2 red cards in the last. QPR win 3-1 says Rob. Freeman goal says Jack. Reading are going to have 2 suspended as well. Feel very nervous about Derby. I think we're talking Norwich there. QPR 4-0. QPR. QPR. Everyone's saying QPR. So let's go for a home win against Reading there. You cannot be flaky again against QPR. I count QPR and Birmingham in similar ilk here. They don't have as much money as those big sides sort of dealing it all out up there, but they've made themselves really tough and difficult to play against, and I think that's what you've got to do. It'd be nice to see one of those teams at least get into the playoffs. So you know you go into the league thinking at least there's a chance if you don't have the money there. Neda Manura says, "Come on, QPR." I'm sure not the real one. Preston versus Villa. Get your predictions in. Preston versus Villa. I can't see Norwich losing for the rest of the season. Well, West Brom away and Leeds away in the next 6 games. Let's see. QPR will win 3-0. Reading poor. Right, let's talk Preston Villa. So home, draw or away. Preston at home in this one. Villa, the 3rd team in the chasing pack. There's a draw there. 2-1 Villa. Villa a draw. 1-0 Preston. Preston have got a lot of injuries. Bradley. If Norwich didn't have injuries, we would destroy Derby. Williams says Villa. Yeah, Grealish still not about. 2-1 Zeeby not still about. 2-1 Preston says John. But that patched up defence with James Bree in it. Preston need a win and think they'll get one, says Oliver. They did get a clean sheet at Swansea. Swansea very inconsistent. No, yeah, Preston. Listen to this. Davies, Robinson, Baker, Maguire, Harrop, Bowden, Malt, Pearson, Clark, Earl, all injured. Aren't Preston getting... no, I missed who... I think they might have said Stockdale there. I hate Bonnie after he missed that penalty. I think Bonnie might be useful for you though, Zach. What will Villa do in January, says Matt? Sign some defenders, I would suspect. Although they've been linked with Romain Sawyers. They really don't need attacking midfielder there, but they're definitely going to be going to Brentford for somebody, I would have thought. It was a bit mixed there, lots of draws, lots of away wins. I've seen Villa a few times. They have got a lot of quality going forward, so I'm going to go away win. Gary Cahill is linked to Villa. There you go. That'd be a really good signing after what Terry did, says Bradley there. Let's go away win for Villa. I think we see Villa in the top 6. I've been fairly consistent about this. Cahill is going to Arsenal. Is he, Jack? Millwall versus Forest. So we've got to talk Karanka if we're talking about... So he's going, is Grealish leaving? Oh, interesting. Dismissed, too expensive. Yeah, let's talk some Karanka. So don't worry about your predictions. Let's just stop on Karanka for a second, because I saw Forest play Ipswich, I guess, late spring last year. They scored in the last minute when they weren't very good. And since then, Karanka has been given a load of money, and the team has quite steadily improved. Obviously, they've drawn way too many games. They've only lost 4, but Karanka on the verge of being sacked. James says Karanka being sacked would be a disgrace. Jack says, hello Stephen, Karanka is a good manager. Yeah, worst Derby Forest I've ever seen. I've seen that. I was there, William. So yeah, Karanka being sacked, unless there's somebody really good, i.e. Jukanovic. Ben says hashtag keep Karanka literally lined up, and they've got a contract ready to go on the table. Karanka is too good for this league. Oliver says Forest actually. I think Oliver might be a Norwich fan. To sack Karanka now would be daft unless reports of dressing room unrest is true, says John. You would think he'd need a little bit longer, Karanka. Like I say, unless they've got someone they really fancy, you know, pretty much tapped up, so to speak. So I wouldn't like to see Karanka go, but hey, apparently he has the Millwall game, and then they've got Leeds, Forest for the playoffs, says Matt. Right, get your Millwall Forest predictions in now. So Millwall at home to Forest. So give me home, away, draw here for that one. Millwall got a long-awaited win against Reading, flew up. Bradley says draw in this one. Brian says Forest 2-0. KB says draw. Famsky, Forest win. Brian, Millwall 1, Forest 3. Withdraw from Dave. Forest 2-0. 3-2 Millwall comeback, says Jack. 3-1 Forest. Millwall 2-1. Draw. Forest 2-0 Millwall. Very, very mixed, that one. Given Forest are quite pragmatic, and Millwall can always score because of Cooper and the set plays. Let's go for a draw in that one. Although if Karanka draws against Millwall and loses to Leeds, is he going to be fired? 1-0 Millwall, 2-1 Millwall, always hard away down at the Den. Yes, it is, says Ben. I'm going to go for a draw. Right, let's move on. Bolton versus Stoke. Get your predictions in. Bolton at home to Stoke. Home, away, or draw. Stoke had been looking good, hovering just below that playoff group. Famsky says Stoke win. KB draw. Bolton 0, Stoke 1, says Bradley. 1-1, 1-0 Bolton. Away win Paul. Zach 1-0 Bolton. Bradley says Stoke. 1-0 Bolton, 1-0 Stoke. Dave predicting the top 6. 1-1, says Stephen in this one. Yeah, Stoke were moving forward, but now you just see QPR, Birmingham and Villa, a lot of traffic in their way, and you would say Villa have better forward players. 3-1 Stoke. Grinding the gears win for Stoke, says John. 2-0 Stoke, says Ben. 2-2 draw. You just think those 3 teams might be a little bit ahead in terms of where they are progressing their projects at the moment. Bolton 1, Stoke 0, and Rout will be sacked, says Matt. Bolton had that great win against Rotherham, but haves and have-nots. Look at the first teams here. Bradley, not a fan of Gary Rout by the look of it there. I've got to go away win then, based on what you've said. Stoke to win at Bolton. That's not me just putting an Ipswich friendly. Nice fish tank, says Oliver. You can't quite see Cedric in there having a lovely swim around there. There's an even bigger one over there, Oliver. But anyway, let's focus on the football. Swansea versus Wigan. Get your predictions in down the side. Swansea at home to Wigan. Swansea in the top half still. No draw for 13 games. Thoughts on Farke being linked with the Real Madrid job? I think you're gonna keep him, James. There. Wigan free falling. Brentford were doing that, but Wigan joining in there. Cedric scored. Swansea 2-0. Swans win. 2-0 Swansea. 3-0 Swansea. A bit more on Rowett from James there. 1-1. Swansea 0, Wigan 1, says Matt. That'd be an interesting one. 2-0 Swansea. Swansea win, says Oliver. I think you've made my mind up here. Wigan are in horrible away form. There's another, Bradley's predicted Wigan to win there as well. I'm going to go for a home win. Let's go for, who's talking about my hair? Paul. Yeah, it needs a wash, not a cut. Swansea, work in progress, says John. 2-1 Swansea, says Stephen. Let's go home win, Swansea. Right, last one. Bristol City versus Rotherham. Bristol City 6 unbeaten on the Johnson streak. 3 draws in a row against draw specialists Rotherham. Rotherham fans we've got a few on here. KB says draw. Had been happy, but they've just been sucked in here. City win, Oliver. City win, Firmsky. Going to the Swans game, says Zach. Oh, gives a comment on the review. Then draw, says John. City block the haters. Oh, it's not a hater, William. I think he's playing. Jeju hat-trick, Oliver. 1-1 says Josh. City win. 1-1 City and Rotherham. 4-0 Bristol City, says Brian. 3-1 Bristol City win. Again, I'm not slipping in an Ipswich friendly one. Bristol City win. Miller's to stay up there, says Crispy Bits. Rotherham 1-0. Rotherham seem to be running out of petrol. Bristol City, says Josh. 1-1. It's either going to be a draw or a Bristol City win. I'm going to go for a Bristol City win. Right, let's stay on here now a little bit longer because we did have questions on. So what I'll do, I'll try and advertise the stream and you get a little comment in the YouTube feed. If you ask a question on that, I'll definitely answer it. So Ben, we've already spoken about Karanka. I think that would be pretty harsh if he got sacked. Matt asked about Dow. We've done that. Chris asked, do fans still have a Bovril at half time? I think they have coffees now, don't they? Hi Benjamin, keep up the great stuff. My lifelong team, Norwich, number of injuries against Derby. Ben says, will Ipswich go to League One unless they do a really good January transfer window? Yes. Gary says, with the January transfer window on the horizon, which of the big spenders do you think is underachieving the most? Crikey, well, you've got Villa outside the top 6 and Stoke outside the top 6. So you'd have to point at those two because however badly Borough are doing, if the season ends now, they're still 3 games away from the Premier League. Although Villa are pointing in the right direction, don't know whether Stoke will get in there. Should we say Stoke? Yeah, John says Stoke massively underachieved. Do you think Carlos Carvalho would be an outside runner for the Wednesday job? Wow. No, I don't think he'll be coming back under the same ownership there. Good work, Mr. B. Based on the assumption Evans put some money in. Views on players you'd like to see come in. A really good striker, hopefully. KB, are Ipswich fans still happy with Lambert in charge? Yeah, he's doing what he can with a terrible, terrible job. Do you think Lambert can better McCarthy? If Lambert's given the same length of time and patience and wages that McCarthy got, then yes, he can equal. Well, can he equal McCarthy? Can he get to the playoffs ever? Don't know. All about keeping him up. Right, any questions? Stick them up in here. Jordan Lukaku linked to Villa. I assume that's. We're linked with Krauts. What's your thoughts? Is that Ipswich? They need a forward. They need one quickly. Harrison was quite good, but they need a DJ Campbell type signing who got 8 goals in a very, very quick loan spell. Crouch, Ipswich, not so sure. Leeds have a mid-table squad. Bielsa is God. I'm not so sure they have a mid-table squad. Janssen is very, very good, and Hernandez is outstanding, and Roof is very good as well. Crouch is a yellow, says Oliver. Is financial fair play working in the Championship? No, not really, is it? Because Bournemouth break all the rules, and they're still in the Premier League. Will Derby get playoffs? Oh God. That's a tricky one. See what they do in January. I think we need to really look at January for. Surely Derby will strengthen. Forest, if they're not back in Karanka, might. Dave Spencer says no, might strengthen. I think Villa. Is it sad to see Ipswich where they are? Of course it is. But if Marcus Evans doesn't spend any money consistently over 10 years, it's fairly predictable. In what parallel universe does Defoe end up at Sheffield United? I think one way out in the galaxy. I don't see Defoe ending up there. I think Middlesbrough will beat us 3-1. FFP is a joke, only favours new relegated sides. We do seem to have a real disparity now. Just look at Bolton versus Stoke today and look at the first teams and the wages there. Do you think Blades for playoffs? Yes, Paul, but they've got Dowling. They probably need 1 or 2 others. Will you still be doing these videos regardless of Ipswich go to League One? That's a very, very interesting question. I might get lots of heat from Ipswich fans if I do, but I do want to, so we'll just have to have a look. I'll certainly do all these streams. It just depends getting to games or not. Do QPR have a transfer embargo? I think they do in January, don't they, if there's any QPR fans on there. Forest will invest in a striker. Without Graham, we could be in trouble. Graham doesn't score, Forest don't win. Matt says, will the champion continue in League One? We'll try and keep focusing on Championship because we've built up all of these nice people commenting and whatnot. What are your views on Graham Potter so far? He seemed a bit of a madman when I saw Ipswich versus Swansea. That's probably not the game to judge him on. As an Ipswich fan, you should continue. Oh, thank you, Femsky. Yeah, I just don't want to be accused of ditching Ipswich if they do drop down, because obviously Ipswich in my heart here. Graham Potter, I think probably is going to need 2 or 3 seasons, but he seems to be very innovative and seems to have a lot of good ideas. Right, unless there's any more questions come up, I will say thank you, everybody, for getting involved in the stream. I'll advertise another one. We'll try and go live probably tomorrow morning and review all the games. God, they come thick and fast here. Van La Parra confirmed for Borough. I think that's a good signing. I think he'll improve Borough. They need some bodies up the front there. Thanks Ferbsky, thanks Joe, thanks John. So maybe 10 tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit later if it's a Sunday. Why do you sit in the home end at away games? Jack, very, very good question. I always try and sit on halfway just to try and get the best view. I do my match reports immediately after. Sometimes you can't get Wi-Fi to check replays and whatnot, and I just want to get the best view as absolutely possible. Late as Oliver Leeds going to show. So yeah, I do get some heat for not sitting in the away, but often just the view's not great. And unfortunately, if you go on YouTube and you make mistakes with the amount of followers and views we're getting, I get absolutely hammered if I make mistakes. So I'm always trying to sit on the halfway line. I will be in the away stand at Accrington though, so catch up with Ipswich fans there. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you very much. John says, totally agree, hate behind the goal. Bye, Ben. Good luck at Borough. Cheers. All the best, everyone. Right, I'm going to say my goodbyes, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Championship review. I'll advertise it. I'll put the thing up. Job on Sky Sports View. They'd make me cut my hair, Joe, though, wouldn't they? Stephen, I'm not going to be at the Borough game. No, I've left it too late now. Thanks. Bye, everyone who's saying bye-bye. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for another stream. And get your questions in ahead of time, because I try and answer as many as I can down the side there, but it's very hard. I know I'm quite a fast talker, but not that fast. Goodbye, Stephen, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for watching.